All right, we are live. We are living and jiving. We are living and jiving. What is happening, everybody? This is another episode of the Cogcast Podcast coming at you live here on the Coghill 40. Whoo! Let's see what's going on today. We'll wait to get some people in here. Here we go. There we go. See some
I see some woohoos.
some YouTubers on here. The YouTube. There's a Facebook. There we go. All right. Good deal. We are rolling now. Rolling. And I'm guessing I don't see anybody saying they can't hear us, so I think we're good there.
Well, I hadn't said anything. So.
We do have Wes and Zach. Zach from the Head Family Farm and Wes from Big Family Small Farm moderating tonight. If you guys have not checked them out, please do on Facebook and on YouTube. But yeah, we are back. Yeah. Not 100% back, but pretty close, I guess. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think every time we start to feel like we're on a schedule, something happens. So
yeah, that's right.
This was a big happening, though.
Whew, yeah, I am much better. That's for sure. I'm kind of tired tonight, though.
Well, you did a lot more today than what you have been.
My energy level has been kind of up and down a little bit. Yesterday, I feel like day before yesterday, I feel like I had a lot of energy. But today
I had to crack that whip.
today I am a little tired.
You ought to be.
Tired, but
you ought to be. You took a lot of steps today.
Everybody says we're out of focus, but I don't. It looks focused on our end. Big fuzzy. All I can do is shut it down and bring it back up.
But if you do that, isn't everybody going to be lost?
That's the only camera I got. That's the only camera we got. Let's see.
Blairy.
Come right back up now.
Did we lose the people or?
No, it should be better. Here we go. Let's see. This should have fixed it. I swapped internet. All right, now everybody's there. We go.
It's better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we swapped internet. Now. All right. Yeah. Tired today. I am tired today. It's been a rough week, or a rough couple of weeks, I should say. But we're better now. We're good. We're on the up. My cough is starting to go away. That was the other thing that came in after, I started taking the antibiotics and stuff, as my cough was getting worse, but it's now gone away. Thank goodness.
I almost felt like your cough started as you started healing.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
And I don't know. I'm no pneumonia expert, but
no,
it just seems like that's the way it happened.
Who knows? All I know is I'm better. I'm grateful for Dr. Park, and just better. Still got my long sleeves on. I may wear these I got plenty of them. These fishing shirts that are UV. I think it's 50 SPF. Is that what it is? SPF?
Yes.
What's SPF stand for? Do you know?
Spectrum of the sun.
Sun protection formula.
I don't know. I don't know. And that's what his cough's been sounding like.
Yeah, it does.
But it's random.
It is.
It was like you couldn't hold a conversation because
talking made
coughing.
Me cough. Yeah, talking and laughing makes me cough. I was wondering when I did there it is.
What you need?
My big box over there.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a surprise today. But
yeah, you do. But I was going to say, even if you get all of your fishing shirts dirty, I now have the ability to go wash them whenever I please.
That is right.
Because today, Jason and I helped a little. We're able to get Mama's washer and dryer going in her new house.
That's right.
The washer and dryer that's in her tiny house is a stackable unit. So it's it's not like full capacity size washing machine. It's a little smaller.
Yeah, it's a little bit thing.
And I have to bother her, and most of the time she just takes the laundry from me, which I don't feel comfortable. I need to do my laundry. And so now she's not moved in yet because there's still a few things that aren't completed.
Right.
But now I can go down there anytime and wash clothes.
Also hooked the dishwasher up too.
Hook the dishwasher up. And that means that, well, I guess once the cabinet doors get on, she can start, placing her cooking stuff in there.
That's right.
And closing it up, and I can cook in there.
That's right. It's because the oven's working. Everything's working over there now.
We're just waiting on cabinet doors, and we don't want to move all the cooking stuff in until we put the liner in the bottom, and we don't want to do that until they finish drilling holes.
Yeah.
And it's just a few things left to do.
They did start putting the cabinet doors on, but that's a tedious job. I didn't know it was going to be that tedious.
Well, I didn't either. I thought we were a big step when they put the boxes in.
Yeah.
But those boxes were nothing.
Yeah, the doors and drawers.
I mean, it was a visually appealing way to know we were making progress when the boxes, meaning the boxes of the cabinets, were installed. But that was nothing compared to the amount of work required to put all those drawer slides and hinges and adjustments. Oh my gracious. They spent literally all day one day. Well, I guess it was about half a day.
It was about half a day.
Half a day. And they had to go out of town the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be back next week and hopefully get it completed. But mom's house is literally this close to being moved in.
It's close.
It's real close.
It's real close. And a couple of things that the electricians have got to do. We had to get some more things that we didn't, some little shallow boxes that we didn't know we needed. And so anyways, and I was sick too. So,
oh yeah, that messed me up big time because I need my helper.
Plus my dad is the electrical company and he usually contacts me. And then when I got sick, he kind of
sat back and he knew that I wouldn't know all the communication terms that, and if anything needed to be picked up, I wouldn't know what to get. Right. And so we've just kind of been, I guess you'd say, in limbo, waiting for everything to be back in order.
Well, we are back.
We are back.
We're back.
We're back, and I just completed a nice bath. And so if you can see, my hair's a little bit wet. But I'm thankful for the bathtub.
That's right. I was going to say that I was quite shocked at how happy Moody was to see me. We see the animals and you don't think, that they're smarter than what we give them credit for, I believe.
Oh, definitely.
And when I went out there, he come running full blast. And then I loved on him. I loved on him a good little bit. And then I fed him. And I really was amazed at how much he was, or at least I think, in my mind, he was happy to see me. But he acted like it to me. He come running wide when he saw me at that fence, because it took him a little bit because he hangs out under his shade
area, yeah.
But I hollered for him, and then it took him a little bit.
Did you hear that, boy? Did you hear that? To Joe,
did I hear? Was that Jason?
That wasn't that lady, was it? Because I don't care for her. I literally felt like they hung their head when they saw me coming, because it was like nothing went right when I was taking care of everything went right everywhere except for the boy goats, which is Joe and Topper and Moody.
Yeah.
And I kind of expected it. And maybe that's what's in my head, is I had in my mind it wasn't going to go well. Nothing happened that was bad. It's just I could see the look on their face. You are not my owner. And why don't you just go back to where you came from?
What's going on?
The boys were eating the wrong food. No matter what I did, it didn't fix the situation. I did the best I could.
You did awesome.
And they were fed. They didn't go hungry, but it just didn't go 100% like it does with you.
It would. Well, I'm sure that there's some things that you do that wouldn't it? If
I doubt it. I doubt it.
But the thing with them is, I guess they're on that routine.
That's what it is.
The way I do it.
That's right.
And I go get Moody's bowl, fill it up, put a little bit of minerals and salt on it, and then go down there. And I get the boys ready too. I have it already ready. I don't go and fix theirs after I fix Moody's. And I put Moody's down. I jog over there. I get the boys, and I put theirs in their bowl, and that's that.
But see, what would happen with me was I would fix Moody's first. Yeah. I would take it to him. He would eat a few bites. By the time he got whim that I had the boys ready, he would run down there to them, push them out of their way. And then Joe and Topper are like, what am I supposed to do? So they would go eat Moody's food. Well, by that time, he had consumed 3/4 of the goat feed. He would run back to his food, and it was just a mess.
I don't know why they did that with you. That was really, really strange. Very strange. It happened. And also, I've noticed that if I feed the boy goats in a single bowl versus two,
well, I did that too.
That seemed to work out better for me.
Joe would not let Topper eat.
That's
another weird thing.
That is very, very strange.
I think I told y'all back when we first had the virus, and I was feeding them in the video. I think we said that I was using 2 separate bowls,
right, and
to feed the boy goats, and they looked at me like, because they wouldn't even eat out of but one of them. Yeah. And so later on, Jason told me that he just feeds them out of one.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing. During the pneumonia battle, I was trying to feed them out of one bowl, and Joe would not let Topper eat.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
So I started using 2, and
then that worked.
Well, no, it didn't, because Moody would, come.
Oh, that's right, Moody would come. I don't know what that was. I don't know. Maybe I fix his food better. I don't know.
I'm sure you do. Because Peaches requests me to fix her food. So.
Oh, speaking of Peaches, Peaches got a treat the other day. So. We were it's been crazy here with me being out, Brooke and MaryCarl trying to do everything. So we had plans to go make a feed run, and so Peaches was low on food, and you're like, yeah, it's kind of near the bottom of the bucket. I think I'm gonna fix her some oatmeal today.
Well, I needed a good bit of food.
Yeah,
and it just either it was going to rain or something happened to where I didn't want to go right then.
Right.
And so I asked you, I said, do you think that she'll eat oatmeal? And Jason was like, do I think she'll eat oatmeal.
She'll tear that oatmeal up.
And I eat oatmeal every morning, just about.
Mm-hmm.
And so I fixed Peachy some special oatmeal with the Brooke touch on it. And since we're in the camper, we've been using these paper bowls.
Yeah.
And I heat it up in the microwave because the stove is just too hard to get to. And so I fixed it in the paper bowl, and I went out there and I thought, I didn't bring anything to get it out of this bowl with. And so I just gave her the bowl.
Yeah.
And boy, I mean, she looked at me and she winked and she said, me and you BFF for life. And so I went on, and I took care of Nugget, and I cleaned out the swimming pools, and I got back over there, and lo and behold, Peaches was eating the bowl. She had not gotten any in her digestive system, but she was so involved in eating that oatmeal that she was starting to consume the bowl.
That was crazy.
So it was perfect timing that I got back, and she's back on her pig food now.
She's back on her pig food now.
She stuck her tongue out at me, and
we're not going to get her started on oatmeal. That was just probably a one-time thing. I say that. You never know what. Going to keep her on her strict diet.
That's right. Yeah. And, it was just kind of like I said, one in a lifetime for her. Because we do like to keep her on her diet she eats a mini pig feed, and we put mineral oil and a gummy children's vitamin on top of it and soak it in water.
Yeah.
And that's just because in the past she's had some problems. If you've been a long time follower, you know that Peaches has had some digestion issues.
Yeah.
And the veterinarians at Auburn University suggested that we keep her on this very strict diet.
Very strict diet.
And we do. Day in, day out, she eats the same thing. She gets the same amount of, food. It's measured out, but she did tell me she enjoyed her treat.
I know she enjoyed that treat.
So much she ate the bowl. Started to eat the bowl.
Too bad I couldn't film it. I was in the bed.
Well, goodness, I didn't know she was going to lick it up like she did. The goats looked at me like, where's my special treat? That's not fair.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, me. I do want to say that we did have one thing that make it through Pneumonia Gate 2022. And that was the green stalks with the petunias in it.
Yeah.
Now I will say this. They were starting to just get, they gotten too leggy on me. So I went and I cut them all back and I started fertilizing them. But, and then we've been here how long? 8 months, 9 months? How long have we been here now?
We've been here since October, so whatever that is.
And we've been through some shown of storms. But that one day.
You know what I think happened?
What's that?
I think that the day before I had not watered them as thoroughly as what you do. And so it was light.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had a storm come through and it was a wind like.
It was a windstorm, basically.
It was like the Wizard of Oz.
Because we didn't get much rain, really.
No,
it was just like all wind.
It was so bad.
Yeah, it was
that
so
y'all
bad.
Listen. Okay. If we had been filming this, I don't know what would have happened.
Oh my gracious.
So we knew the storm was coming because we could hear things starting to hit the camper.
Yeah.
And so one of us, I think it was me, I opened the door maybe to the camper and it slung
out
open.
of your hand.
I mean, I thought it was coming off the hinges.
Yeah.
So we knew, we needed to do something. We needed to get out of the camper. Well, I don't know if y'all know how many animals we have in the camper. We have a lot of animals in the camper, and most of them are birds.
Some birds.
MaryCarl wasn't going to the storm shelter until she got her birds.
Right.
And so Jason was very sick during this time.
This was the middle of,
he probably had 102 temp.
Yeah, I didn't feel good.
This evening. He had a sleep mask because he sleeps with a sleep mask on because his left eye doesn't shut all the way.
Right.
He had a sleep mask around his head like sunglasses.
Looked like I had a big headband on.
And so we get the dogs, which
the dog.
We get Dixie.
I had two of them.
And I had Gidget, which is the little Pomeranian. MaryCarl had Mondo, Peanut, and Zerk, her three, fly birds.
And had them in her backpack.
Then she had some pigeons.
And she had some pigeons.
We don't even want to talk about that. They all get caged up. Yeah. We go out of the camper, and the door slings open again. About that time, here comes the heater that we bought back during the wintertime.
One of those big stand-up propane heaters.
That Jason could sit by the grill when he was cooking. So, he wouldn't freeze his buns off. And about that time, it fell and it hit the side of the camper.
And it has never fell over.
It's never fallen over.
Yeah.
So we all go and we rush to the car. About that time, I see my mama in her car coming around the other side. She's trying to get Sunshine, who is our
other dog,
our full size dog, in her car because Sonny was wandering around outside. And so I'm yelling at Mama, and her car door slings open, and I say, "Come to the storm shelter." She said, "I gotta go get Foxy." Well, Foxy's our Great Pyrenees, who has a little fear of weather.
She does.
And so Mama went and got, oh my God, it was the biggest commotion you've ever seen in your life.
And all this talking, it sounds like this took us 30 minutes, and it really took us like 30 seconds to do all this.
And,
it was a mad panic. And you know what? You're exactly right. It was just like the Wizard of Oz. And every now and then, you would see something just fly by. You don't know what it was. It could have been a chicken. It could have been a turkey. You don't know what it was. We were just headed to the house. House. Where the garage and storm shelter was.
But by the time we got there, y'all, Jason was so out of breath because he was very sick.
I was sick.
And the dogs were just so happy because they were able to run through the house, and MaryCarl took her birds into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And so the dogs couldn't get to them.
That's right.
But y'all, I'm here to tell you, it's funny. now that we think about it.
But it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny right then because we were hollering at MaryCarl, we got to go. And she was like, well, I'm not leaving without my birds.
I'm not leaving without my birds.
I'm not leaving without my birds. What'd you do?
Keep talking.
Why?
Because I need to change something.
Oh, goodness. I just wish we had a camera or something to video all of this. I'm glad it wasn't live because there was probably some things that didn't need to be said coming out. It may have even been coming out of a bird's mouth because they had never seen anything like that. So we waited, and it was no warning. It was just like one of those pop-up storms that usually during the summertime, you're not going to have those. You can have a tornado at any time.
Right. But
usually during those tornado outbreaks, it's usually during the spring, or you have a notification that something like that's coming. But I'm gonna tell you, I was a little worried. I was thankful to have the storm shelter.
And it was lightning pretty good.
It was lightning.
Yeah.
And then every now and then it would feel like, it was right on top of us, but it just kind of passed by. Do you want me to stop talking?
No, you keep talking. I want to change something real quick. I meant to do this earlier. Totally forgot.
So, I was going to talk about my turkey, my friend.
Go ahead. I'm changing the YouTube up so the comments won't be so fast.
Oh, okay.
I just learned how to do that. Yeah, Zach will be happy.
So we had a video a couple of videos ago. It was actually Wednesday, and it was something that has been happening to me for a while that nobody really got to see except for me.
Right.
And I thought that other people may need to know about this critter that's so ugly to me.
The demon turkey.
Well, her name is Ursula. So Ursula is the turkey that lives in the chicken coop in a nesting box. She has been in there since it was turkey laying season.
She's been in there a while.
And y'all, she switches boxes all the time. She'll get on a chicken's eggs. Well, first she was sitting on turkey eggs, and that didn't work out for her. She busted them or something happened. But I didn't realize at that time that she was that broody. So since then, I've realized how broody she is, and I decided I'd give her some eggs and marked them with a crayon and put them up under her. Well, the next day we went back to check on her, or 2 days after, whatever it was, and she had gotten off 2 of the eggs and gotten back on 2 other ones.
Yeah.
And broke one of them. And she's still after me, but she's now on no eggs.
She's on no eggs today.
She's back on no eggs. So I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to give up on her. And you know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to do the old broody trick.
You going to take her out?
Well,
or are you going to give her a chick?
I hate to do this, but I know it works. And she's not going to be successful at hatching anything.
No.
And I just wanted to give it a shot before I tried to break her brood, because anything that has that much instinct in her needs to be given opportunity, no matter how mean. Right. So I did. I gave her an opportunity, but now the opportunity is mine because I'm fixing to lock her up in a cage.
That's something you can do.
I'm going to lock her up in a cage and for a couple of weeks with food and water.
Yeah.
And hopefully that she will. I mean, I've done this before with chickens. It's always, tend to go in my favor. Yeah. And I do know that trick. But like I said, I didn't want to jump to conclusion. If she could hatch the eggs, then I was going to let her. But that's my next step is I'm going to cage her up. And
well, you showed me because I edited the videos and Brooke did an amazing job filming.
Think so, but
everybody said it. Well, everybody said it.
Nice.
No, they're not being nice. Trust me, they would let us know.
No, they wouldn't. They're just nice people.
But gosh,
you edited the video.
Edited the video, and I saw the demon turkey, and so you know what we ought to try? What? We ought to try exorcism. And maybe with some holy water.
Hush now.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm done with her.
Anyways, we got the demon turkey. And you put some eggs under and marked them. Mm-hmm. The next day, she moved over. Mm-hmm. So you had 4 eggs. Mm-hmm. So you left 2 eggs in the original hole. And you put 2 eggs under this time. The next day, I went out there with you. And she moved over to another hole.
With nothing.
With no eggs. or somebody had just laid it. Matter of fact, it was Imogene because it was blue.
Yeah.
And I was like, this thing's crazy.
Well, I read some of the comments, and some people were saying there's no way she could know what box to get back in. She just got back in on some eggs. Well, I'm here to tell you from my experience, they know what.
Oh, yeah.
Box.
Chickens. I know chickens do for sure.
Turkeys are not the sharpest tool in the shed.
They're really not, y'all. At least our experience has been. They're not. Yeah. Yeah. They're a few fries short of a Happy Meal. That's no joke.
They're a few bricks short of a load because they're just. I mean, they're entertaining and I love them, but they're not real smart. They're not.
They're really not.
So maybe she doesn't know where her eggs are, but I can't sit out there 24 hours a day and when she gets up to go get her a drink or a bite to tell her, oh, those aren't your eggs. Let's get back in the right.
Gets up. I guess she has to.
She has to because she's swapping boxes.
I guess she has to. I mean, I don't ever see her out. Ever. No.
And a lot of people were saying, where did this turkey come from?
Oh, yeah.
We brought her from Little Cog.
She was a baby.
Yeah. And she's grown up in the coop. She's grown. She was born broody, and she just stayed that way.
Well, since she's a demon turkey, maybe she just comes out at night. And goes and eats and drinks at night.
Maybe she does. Maybe she does. But nonetheless, she's about to get in.
She's a heathen, I'm telling you.
And a lot of people suggested, there's a holiday coming up at the end of November.
Coming up.
And I got to give her a chance. There's some reason why she's being so ugly. Nobody should have an attitude like that. Nobody.
Got one.
She's got one, but I'm going to straighten her out.
She's got a big attitude.
I want to show her that I got the upper hand in this situation, and I'm going to take care of it. Well, and then maybe next turkey season, she'll be mature enough because this is her first season.
It is our first season.
It's our first season because we moved in October and she was young. So she's a last year's bird.
Right.
So this is her first laying season. And maybe next year she'll have a lot more French fries up there to complete that Happy Meal. And she could try again. And who knows? She may become our favorite turkey.
Maybe so. You know what? I just realized we got sidetracked about the green stalks and the petunias.
Oh, we did.
I just thought about it. I didn't mean to interrupt your demon turkey story.
No, I'm done. I'm done with that turkey.
We got talking about the Wizard of Oz.
You started working on the equipment too.
Yeah, that too. Well, all right. So what happened with the green stalks is that they were in a transition period.
Not the black ones.
Not the black ones. The ones that had the pretty petunias. And I got sick. And y'all, it's just, I take care of the greenhouse. I take care of the garden. Everybody here has their own set of chores that we do every single day.
It's just routine, and nobody has to ask anybody whether you did it because you know what your responsibilities are, and that includes MaryCarl.
MaryCarl's got her set of chores that she does. Then you got stuff that you do, and I got stuff that I do. And then when a piece of that puzzle is taken out, it puts a lot of not to say a lot of pressure, but it is a lot more for.
Well, your mind is not as attentive on those certain things as it would be if you were doing your routine.
Right. So anyways, the petunias didn't make it through Pneumonia Gate 2022.
They didn't. And it's it's probably all my fault because Jason watered them twice a day.
Yeah.
Well, I was watering them once a day. And I think what happened is I was probably in a hurry and I probably maybe didn't water them that morning and they got dry. And so when potting soil dries out, it just becomes like styrofoam almost. It's just so lightweight. And so that's just like taking a paper towel and blowing it in the wind. And we've never, ever had that happen.
Never had. We've been through tropical storms, hurricanes, everything. And we've never had a green stalk turn over.
No, never. And they're out in a wide open field.
Yeah, never had any issues.
And I've got to imagine that it's got to be the weight.
That's what it was. It was just light.
They weren't heavy. They weren't Jasonified.
But they were in a transit. They didn't look pretty anymore because I had cut them all back.
Yeah, so. I didn't kick myself too hard because I kind of felt like maybe it was time.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a sign that you just planted those new beautiful black ones.
I didn't plant them. And MaryCarl just planted them.
We did, but we have a new prize in next to our greenhouse, and so those petunias were probably upset about it.
They could have been. They may have been a little jealous.
They probably said those herbs are looking so good that
I bet that was it.
That's what it was.
Or you know what else?
What?
You didn't dance to them. You got
gracious. If I had danced, they'd have died a long time ago.
Listen, you got to dance to the flowers, and that's what keeps them going.
Okay.
That gives them a little extra oomph.
Okay, I'll let you handle that. How about that?
I'll work.
But not this week.
Not this week.
He's going to have to have a little bit more time to heal.
Yeah, I haven't done much dancing at all.
I'm glad.
I have been, though. I've been putting some reels up of me dancing, but they're old ones because I know people out there have been wanting to see a little bit. So I don't want to just, not do, no dancing.
I couldn't feel those shoes. So you better just press rewind, right?
I should have just got Lester and Daniel to do the dancing for me and send it to me. And then I could have uploaded it that way. Yeah.
That's what you should have done.
Yeah.
Nobody can feel your shoes.
Oh, gosh.
Those are big shoes to feel.
But getting back to the green stalks, I'm thinking that I told you today, I'm going to take the old petunias out and compost them back into the soil and getting ready for the fall garden.
I'm so excited. Did we talk about the fall garden on the podcast? I think we did because
we mentioned it. Yeah.
I came to you and I was the one that was gung-ho that we were going to plant a fall garden.
You mentioned it in the video you recorded. Oh. That's where it was.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, we missed the summer planting, as you guys know. We missed it. We just totally missed it. And the reason was because we're living a camper. So we don't have a place to even store vegetables, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that. And we didn't even have the garden area even remotely ready like we do now.
That's right. Yeah. And so there were a lot of negatives going against us. And we just decided, hey, we'll put it off. It's a good thing we did, because we didn't know we were going to get sick.
Oh, my gracious.
Imagine if we had a wonderful, bountiful summer garden going and we were sick and couldn't maintain it.
That's right.
I mean, it was hard enough maintaining animals that have to be taken care of. But to feel like you had to maintain something, something additional. But anyway, I'm going to have a kitchen. Soon. And I'm going to have fresh fall vegetables.
Yep.
And if any of y'all are in a zone that's a little warmer climate, you can do the same thing.
Yeah, and all I know is 8. I know I get a lot of questions of people that are kind of up north and that kind of stuff, and I try to answer them the best I can, but I don't know anything outside zone 8.
And I think that's just your typical gardener. If you're a gardener, you're familiar with your climate.
Yeah.
You're not familiar with other people's climate, because that would not even be considered gardening. That would be considered weather.
Yeah, I guess so. And I'm sure there's I think Greg at Hoss Tools is pretty good at
he
other
has
zones.
To be that.
Yeah, I guess he does.
That's his business.
That's his business, but he knows a lot more about other zones too. But in zone 8, which we're in Alabama, central Alabama. We used to be 8B, now we're in 8A.
We changed?
We're a little bit north or so.
Because when we moved, we changed zones?
Yeah.
Well, I know, but still.
When you start going 8A, 8B, you're really getting a little...
Too picky?
Yeah, really. But anyways, 8. We're zone 8.
Well, that means that we might get a little colder temperatures.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I can vouch for that, because at our old farm, it was kind of down in a hollow, as we've told y'all before.
Had like a little microclimate area.
And it was literally a lot warmer than it is here.
Yeah.
Or either I've gotten older. I don't know what.
Well, I don't know.
I hadn't gotten any older for sure. So that can't be it.
It can't be that you're getting older.
No.
That's not what it is. But here in zone 8, we can actually grow more vegetables than we can in the spring and summer, which sounds crazy, I know, but we really can.
And even crazier than that is my palate likes fall garden grown vegetables better than summer. And that's totally an opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, who could ever say that collards are better than tomatoes?
Right.
But to me, that's what I like.
We like greens. And 2, I think a lot of people, especially in zone 8 in Alabama, get confused when they kind of plant certain things.
I think you're right.
For example, three main examples I can think of are carrots, onions, and garlic. We grow these. We're going to plant these in the late fall, and they're going to overwinter, and then we're going to harvest them in mid-late springtime, and that's when we grow ours. Now, other people are going to be different, I know, but I know a lot of gardeners here, and you can get a carrot crop growing them early spring, but if you want those big, lush, delicious carrots, we overwinter ours, so we're going to plant those in the fall, and then
they're going to be so good.
They are good, and it sounds crazy. It'll be our coldest days, and our carrots are still beautiful and green out there.
Well, I tell you, as we got our box in from Hoss Tools, and we were actually driving in the car, and Jason opened the box, and he's holding them up, showing them to MaryCarl, who's in the back seat. She's oohing and ahhing the whole time because she gets so excited about carrots and collards she loves. There's nothing in this box that she won't eat.
No, she'll eat everything in that box.
She'll eat everything in that box.
Give me that box too while you're with it. We'll show everybody what we got in our box. And but yeah, she'll eat everything in here. Absolutely. And this is, like I said, this is our favorite time to garden.
Just dump them out. You want the big one?
Yeah, might as well. That's it. Well, absolutely love. And number one, right now it's not going to be. Right at first, it's not going to be because I'm going to have to get seed. And that's the thing. You want to go ahead and start planting your fall garden now because it's going to take, if you're starting them from seeds in seed trays and going to transplant them out to your garden, you want to be 4 to 6 weeks out before you get them in the ground. So you just start thinking about the time of day it is because we're going to start planting in October. So we went ahead and got our seeds and starting to plan now.
And plus you're thinking if there's something that you want, say, just for example, say you want kohlrabi. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it'll sell out or not, but it may be that everybody else in your zone's wanting kohlrabi, and it may be in short supply.
That's right.
Or anything for that matter. I just thought of something.
What's that?
Maybe the reason I like the fall winter gardening better is because it's so much. You can get so much more accomplished because you're not fighting the heat.
Yes. Something to say.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's so much. I said right at first it's not, but once it gets going, it's so much cooler.
Yes, and you don't think anything about standing out there and weeding and
way less insect pressure.
Sure.
Yeah. Fall gardening, I absolutely love it.
I mean, right now in Alabama, you have to kind of like plan your chores in the morning or the afternoon because it's just literally too hot to spend any amount of.
It really is brutal.
If you have something that requires a lot of energy anyway.
Right.
Or if you've been sick, like some people.
And do y'all know, and the reason why I know this is because my memories show up on Facebook when I post on Facebook. And the week I got this pneumonia was the exact same week that I got Rocky Mountain spotted fever last year.
And how
Isn't that crazy?
Ironic is that?
Isn't that crazy?
I will say that Dr. Park, when we went to see him for your diagnosis of pneumonia, informed us that Jason got off pretty good with the Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
He did. And that was one of the first things he checked too.
Yeah, he did. He checked and
because that was his original thought. Was that it was
well,
the
you
Rocky
talked to him
Mountain.
on the phone before we actually went and had a physical visit, but he was kind of bummed as to what it could be just talking to him.
Yeah.
But then after that chest x-ray confirmed the pneumonia, we were, well, not to say relieved, but kind of to say relieved.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To know it was treatable was great because y'all, I mean, he had and to think that I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, I didn't have. And
it's crazy, ain't it?
I'm thankful I didn't have it. I hate you had it, but we were mystified as to what it could be causing your fever.
High fever, yeah.
High fever for days.
For days. And nothing would make it come down. That was the other thing that was
and
crazy.
Nothing showed up.
And nothing showed
up in the blood work. What else did it not show up in?
The urinalysis was perfect. Blood work was perfect. All the virus tests they ran.
Oh, that's right. The virus panel.
The virus panel, the swabbing, listening to my lungs. The EKG, he even did an EKG on me. Everything was fine.
Everything was fine except for that chest X-ray. And I'm so thankful for Dr. Park.
I was going to tell everybody what we were. I'm not going to go down and show y'all each individual seed pack, but I was going to give you an idea of what all we can grow here. And we're not kale fans.
Well, I would say not to say that we're not kale fans, but we like collards and kohlrabi better than kale.
Well, collards and turnip greens and Swiss chard. There's some other greens that we kind of like better, and they kind of start running into each other.
But we could grow kale. We can grow kale
well here. Yep. So
if we did a lot of smoothies and stuff like that, we probably would have went with kale,
right,
over collards or turnips,
right?
Wouldn't you think?
Probably.
But it's not something that. Who knows? When I get in that house, I'll have it to be blending up all kind of stuff.
Who knows?
I'll have to plant my green stalk full of kale.
And we can always come back and add kale if we want to. Just to give you an idea, what can we grow here? And this is one that we introduced to a lot of our viewers.
Introduced to Brooke.
That no
Brooke
one
didn't
knew
know what it was.
No one knew what this is because it looks like a space alien. It's kohlrabi, and they are really funky looking. But y'all, another thing we don't grow is cabbage. I just don't enjoy growing cabbage. To me, it takes a long time, and for the effort you put into it, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not a cabbage fan. I love cabbage, but just growing it, I'm not a fan of growing it.
But that doesn't mean by all means that you shouldn't grow cabbage.
Exactly. But there is an alternative to cabbage. And that is kohlrabi. And kohlrabi's easy to grow.
And y'all is so full of vitamins.
It is.
I had no idea.
And you can eat the greens and the bulb. The bulb is normally what you see when you think of kohlrabi. And we got a kohlrabi slaw recipe on our website.
Yes.
It does. And
very easy and very, very nutritious.
And tastes a lot like cabbage.
It does. It has a little different flavor, but it's the consistency of cabbage.
Yep. So if you do not like growing cabbage like me, check out kohlrabi. Plus, kohlrabi is way easier than cabbage. This stuff's pretty fast growing. Let's see how many days to maturity. Just saw 45. 45 days. So that's like a month and a half, and you got kohlrabi. Cabbage takes a long time. So you could just plant this several times a year. But kohlrabi is one.
You could plant that in a green stalk even, couldn't you?
You could plant that. I think Wes at Big Family Small Farm actually planted some in his green stalk, and it did very, very well. Another one that a lot of y'all may not know, especially, I don't know, here in the South, it's pretty common, and that is rutabagas. And if y'all have never had whipped rutabagas.
I was trying to remember what it was that we liked so well.
Instead of mashed potatoes, whipped rutabagas. I like whipped rutabagas more than I do like mashed potatoes.
Oh, I remember that.
I could eat mashed potatoes every day.
He sure could. And now he's going to be eating rutabaga potatoes every day. Well, they're not potatoes.
No.
Whipped rutabagas.
Whipped rutabagas. They're so good.
And it's easy. It's just as easy as homemade mashed potatoes.
And I think most people think of rutabagas, you think of how they cut them up and then, how do you cook them that way?
I don't know. I've never cooked them like that. I've only ever done the whipped ones.
And I don't care for them that way. But the whipped ones, I absolutely love the whipped rutabagas. I wonder what
the, here I am talking about vitamin content again. Yeah. I wonder what the vitamin content is in a rutabaga versus a potato. Idea. I bet it's better.
You may be right. It may be better.
Well, it's going to be better for us because that's what we're going to grow.
Cauliflower. This is when we grow our cauliflower. And I got your typical white cauliflower, but MaryCarl likes, kind of crazy things. So I got a purple and a yellow cauliflower, and she loves cauliflower. Oh yeah, she was so excited.
Her daddy showed it to her.
She was so excited about the cauliflower, but and she loves it.
Yeah, she loves it. She'll eat it just fresh out of the garden.
So will.
And me too.
And then broccoli, and Hoss has got several varieties of broccoli, but the one I've had great luck with is Green Magic broccoli. That one I've grown very successful. And this was a new one on me, and the name this Godzilla broccoli. How could you not try Godzilla broccoli?
Well, I tell you, I love broccoli soup.
Yes.
And it takes a good bit of broccoli to make the broccoli soup because I usually double it.
Right.
And therefore, the taste of garden grown broccoli versus grocery store broccoli is totally different.
It is.
If there's one vegetable that you can say, well, tomato is obvious.
And carrots.
And broccoli. It tastes totally different when it's grown in a homegrown garden. And it's much better for you because isn't that one of the most eating broccoli a chemically?
I don't know. I know celery is.
I thought broccoli was.
Might be though.
I may be spreading false news.
I think they all are.
Oh yeah.
It's just general. They probably all are.
I don't know what would make the flavor that much different.
I don't know. Carrots are the number one in my opinion. Carrots
are probably number one.
And tomatoes are very, very close by. I mean, there's a big difference. But broccoli is up there.
It tastes. I don't know.
It is up there.
Explain it.
We got several different types of lettuces. I love the pelleted seeds. If you don't know what that is, lettuce seeds are itty bitty. But if you can find them pelleted, which Hoss does have pelleted seeds, that means it's got a clay coating around it. And then when you plant it, the moisture dissolves the clay and then your seed's there. But you're not having to wrestle with that teeny tiny seed. In my eyes, is like, this is the pelleted seeds are the way to go. And that's why.
And you are older than me, so you need
that's right.
Those pelleted.
Exactly. And you're gonna see it. I didn't get carrots right now because they got some pelleted carrots coming on later in the year.
And so you'd rather have those.
I'd rather have the pelleted carrots.
Because you direct sow those, right?
I direct sow those.
And a lot of these things will be planted in seed trays versus direct sow.
All these will be planted in seed trays.
So it didn't really matter if you got your carrots now or not.
Yep. I say that. These are going to be, but anyways. So lettuce, I got all types of lettuces here.
You know what we're going to do?
What's that?
We talked about it the other day, how with our homegrown lettuces, we're going to make us a bunch of wraps out of it.
Yes.
Because we had something the other day that you typically have a bun with called a hamburger. And we just ate the patty. And y'all, you told me first.
I told you I grilled some hamburgers.
Yes.
Was it yesterday or day before yesterday?
I don't know. You felt
anyway.
It must have been day before yesterday. Yeah, it was because we went to Birmingham.
So I grilled some hamburgers and we didn't have any buns. And so we had, what did we have? We had hamburgers. We had black eyed peas.
Yes.
And cornbread.
What a meal, huh?
That's how you know your country.
But we just had a hamburger patty. We didn't have hamburgers.
That's right. We had just a hamburger patty. And I seasoned it like I would a regular hamburger. And
we all three enjoyed it without the bun.
We did. Me and MaryCarl did. Me and MaryCarl like ketchup. So we put ketchup on ours. And I was like, you know what? This tastes just as good as it does with a darn bun.
And so a light bulb went off. And you and I said later on that when we get moved in the house and we get our garden grown lettuce, we're going to start making us a lot more wraps.
Try to use all this lettuce up.
That's right. It'll be a healthy alternative. Not that we don't eat bread. Right. I mean, we eat bread. We're not no carb people, but it was good without the bun. Didn't need it.
It really was good without the bun. It really was.
I wish I had one right now. But I've already eaten a wonderful dinner.
We did. Go to my favorite place. One of my favorite places. And that's we don't even know the name of it.
Well, I do because I got a receipt.
Oh, do you?
I looked at it before I came in here. It is called, how do you say that? Takira Ortiz.
Takira, we call it the taco truck. And it's in Clanton. And first we were headed to the Flying Peach, but they sold out. They sold out.
At like 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Oh, they get sold out. They must have been hustling over there.
I even wrote down what we all three wanted to call them to tell them what we wanted. And then we found out they were sold out. But that's okay. The second best is this place here. And it is it's an authentic Mexican. And it's like it's a food truck. It's a Mexican food truck. And it's like street Mexican food. It's so good. We should have took a picture of it. Good. It looks beautiful. It tastes beautiful.
It is it's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
It's not Taco Bell.
No. Jason for the first time got out and walked up to the window because it's just a food truck. So it is
so good.
We usually sit in the car and they tell me when to come up to the window to come get it. So Jason got out tonight and walked up because he wanted to see the full menu. I always just tell him what to have. And I ordered the same thing I always get, which is enchiladas verdes.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, I just knew I said it wrong. I said, did I say that right? And he doesn't speak very good English, but he said, yes. He said, see.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I said enchiladas verdes correctly, but that's my favorite thing they have. Jason always gets.
I always get the tacos, but listen, it's like 16 different tacos you can get.
Yes.
And I don't know what all of them are, and I'm going to figure it all out. But,
so that's why you got out, because you wanted to.
They use every part of an animal. It's nothing goes to waste. And so, I mean, you can get anything on a taco there.
And you also love their tamales.
I love their homemade, authentic tamale, and I love them. They're so good. They're so good. I'm glad we got to eat there. It's delicious.
Yes, me too. We always all the way.
Homemade tortillas, the shells,
wonderful.
Everything, corn. Ooh. Anyways, we're going to do some Swiss chard, which I like Swiss chard, and I told you too that we like stir fry.
Yes,
and Swiss chard's so good in stir fry, so good.
So that's why you said stir fry.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why I said stir fry. Now here's something that I recently did that I've never done before, and it still blows my mind because I started onions from seed 2 years ago. First time ever I've done it. And because I've always gone to the co-op when we lived in Selma, gone to the co-op, and they have those
bulbs.
Yeah, your onion starts or your bulbs, and they're wrapped up like this, and they got a rubber band around it. And I've been so unsuccessful at growing those onions, always. And two, there's 3 different types of onions depending on where you live. You got short day onion, you got a midday onion, you got a long day onion. We're here in the South, we're short day onion folks. And there's a chart you can Google it to see where you are located. Up north, the further north you go, the longer day onion.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. But anyways, it's because of the sunlight. Our days are shorter, I'm assuming, why this works, is that the days are shorter down here than they are up there.
Don't start rumors.
But we're short day onion folks down here. So 2 years ago, I started onions from seed, and these seeds are tiny, and it sounds crazy.
I bet that's a lot less expensive than buying those starts too. Isn't it?
Sure. This is $250. That's 750 seeds for.
You could set you up a stand at the end of the road
$12.
And sell onions for the rest of the year.
Y'all, these onions, all right, so I started them seeds, and they came out, and they were just like 2 little teeny tiny. I'm talking about, looked like 2 little thin blades of grass came up.
Jason was working at Reliable in Selma at the time, and I can remember him going to work that morning and stopping and sending me a text. My onions are coming up, because he saw 2 little green things coming out, and he couldn't believe it.
They are. It is amazing, because they go from this itty bitty seed to these little bitty green stalks. I mean, they're tiny, and you pull them out and you plant them. And when you plant them, they're still teeny tiny. And y'all, my onions,
they were big.
They were huge, and it just like this, and they keep forever.
And the flavor was wonderful.
If you have somewhere to store them, I kept mine. If y'all remember our old farm, we had that little bitty barn. It looked like a saloon from the west, like a western saloon's the way it looked. And I just left them on the porch.
They were pretty, just hanging up there.
Tied them up and hung them on the porch with the garlic. And
because it was cool weather
for months. Even on when it started warming up, they were still fine. That's right.
They did.
Yeah.
And every now and then in that bundle where one of them touched the other one, you might have to toss one. But for the most part, all of them stayed perfectly,
perfectly.
I wouldn't call them healthy, because they weren't alive anymore.
They were awesome. But if you've never started onion from seed, y'all, that is something that you may want to try this year. But again, figure out what day you are, long, medium, or short. But this was so much fun, and my onions were huge.
That may be even something that a child may enjoy seeing.
It may be.
The fact that something could come from such a small, everybody needs to know where their food comes from, but that you can grow a big onion from a little tiny seed is just...
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I love it. And you won't plant them really deep. You'll plant them really, really shallow. And as they start to get bigger, you want to keep that dirt away from that bulb because the dirt will suppress that bulb growth.
And it won't grow.
And it won't get as big as you want. But we'll get into all of that when they start going if I'm successful this year. But I feel pretty confident on them. Another thing that's new for us this year is we're going to try to grow some leeks, which they'll be the same as my onions. I'll grow these the exact same way as I would onions.
You must be planning on me doing some serious cooking.
Well, leeks are really, really good. Like if you wanted, you could use this like as a green onion.
So you could like take some beans and chop it up and put it on the top of it.
Sure.
Stop your cornbread in that juice and have a little onion flavor to it.
And plus, these are patriotic leeks because they're called American flag leeks. And I thought, man,
why are they called American flag leeks?
I don't know, but with a name like that, I was growing it.
Huh. Well, I've always kind of been confused about leeks because in the past, I've seen recipes and it called for leeks.
Yeah.
And then you go to the grocery store, and I don't know about y'all's grocery stores, but here in the South, we just don't have the option to buy a leek unless you're at a specialty store, and we don't have that availability. But I'm going to have my own leeks. So when that recipe says leeks, I won't have to look at it.
And these are the smaller ones. That's kind of what I like these for.
Is that like a green onion, though?
It's got a milder flavor. And to really throw you a curveball, we're going to grow garlic this year. And we grow our garlic, again, like I said earlier, we're going to plant that in November and over winter. And we grow elephant garlic here because garlic doesn't grow well here in the South because we don't have a long enough cold season. But elephant garlic does. But here's the kicker. It looks like garlic. It smells like garlic. It tastes like garlic. But elephant garlic is a leek. So you really want to get confused. There you go.
Well, let me tell y'all what I've done with garlic.
But these don't taste like garlic.
In years past. So we grow garlic for as long as we've grown gardens. And we get a lot of garlic, and we use a lot of garlic to cook with.
Now, the elephant garlic's huge. That's the one they call it, the elephant garlic.
The bulbs will literally be like
the size of a softball.
And so you get a brown paper bag, like what you get at the grocery store or wherever. And I always just go ask for a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
They don't give them to you anymore. You get groceries.
Yeah.
And store that garlic in that brown paper bag and twist it down and put it in a dark, dry place.
Yeah.
And it will last forever.
It'll last a long time. I'll
start out with a brown garbage bag full. And then, as time goes on, my bag's getting smaller and smaller. And next growing season, I just replenish it. But you haven't bought the garlic yet, right?
No, I'm going to wait on it. I'm not going to plant it now.
Okay.
Now, if you're one of those people that want to just plant something and not worry about weeds, and it's easy, it's cut and come back, which means you can go out there and cut it, eat it, and then a few days later, it's going to come back on you. There's 3 things that Hoss has that will do that for you. And one of them we didn't get this year because I just got so many greens, and I thought I'm not going to do that. But all top turnips is one. And another one is, well, I take that back. There's 4 things. All top turnips is one. This right here. And you'll just plant this in a row. And it'll come up and it'll grow so thick. It's going to drown out weeds. You don't have to worry about weeding it. And it'll be a cut and come back green for you.
I can remember many afternoon when you were working and MaryCarl and I would go down to the garden and take our shears and just clip away.
Yeah.
And put them in our house basket and bring them back to the house. And it would be like 3 or 4 days later, you could see that growth coming back.
To me, the fastest one to do it is called tatsoi. And they have it there at Hoss too. And we usually grow that every year, but we got so many greens.
Our bowels are going to be moving.
So I said, I'm going to skip on the tatsoi. And tatsoi, you can use it just like anything. You can use it in stir fry. You can cook with it. We cooked it like we did collard greens. You can put it on salads. It is slapped full of vitamins too.
That's right.
But y'all, it grows so fast. And then usually I'll buy a bag of it like this. And this is a 1 pound. Yeah, a 1 pound bag.
How do you spell it?
Tatsoi. Pretty sure that's right. But super fast. And y'all, it cuts and comes back. So when you go out there, you will cut it.
Just with scissors.
And then within a few days, it has come back and you can go back and eat it again. Another thing you can do that way is spinach. Spinach you can do that way. I didn't get spinach because
our bowels are flowing.
We just got so much going on. And 2, another one that I like is their premium green mix. And this one has got It's kind of like a salad mix per se. And it'll have different types of lettuces that are cut and come back types. And it's got arugula in it, which I absolutely love. And I miss
arugula is what has the little peppery flavor,
peppery and nutty flavor to it. And I love arugula.
You can always pinpoint it when you have a salad, and it has that wonderful bite to it.
And but this stuff right here, I'm telling y'all, if you had like a raised bed garden and you want to just fill it full of greens, any of these would work. But the tatsoi and this one right here is...
And what is this called? Premium greens mix.
Premium greens mix.
And you wouldn't have to buy a pound of it, would you?
No, I'm just going to plant a big row of it. And but it will supply you greens all fall and winter. Especially in zone 8. I don't know if it gets in 7 or zone 6. It may not, but in zone 8, it will.
Know about y'all, but I'm going to be excited because I don't have to go to the grocery store ever again. Never, ever, ever.
You're done. You're done with the grocery store.
We're done.
I will say this. Now, we didn't talk about collard greens. We did. We're going to grow collard greens. Of course, I even got 2 packs of collard greens.
And I'm going to grow cornbread.
And you're going to grow cornbread.
That's right.
With the cornbread seeds.
Yep.
But y'all, if you never grown collards or if you have grown collards, this is my favorite. And it's called Top Bunch Collards. As a matter of fact, this one's called 2.0. So
Top Bunch. T-O-P Bunch. B-U-N-C-H. 2.0.
2.0. That means it's really good.
Second edition.
Second edition. These right here, they will grow all fall and winter long, and you'll harvest the leaves, and it'll just get taller and taller and taller and taller and taller. Hence the name Top Bunch Collards. But listen here, if my previous promo code was Cog Squad 22, it's still going to be Cog Squad 22, but instead of getting a free pack of tomato seeds, you're going to now get a free pack of Top Bunch collard green seeds.
Awesome.
So because it's fall, you don't want to plant tomatoes now. It's time to start thinking about your fall and winter garden. So
that's right.
If you do use our link, we do get a small commission at no extra cost to you guys. I'll put all of this, or it's on our website. You go to our website, everything's there, and I try to put it in the show notes of this video as well. But promo code COG Squad 22 gets you your free pack of collard green seeds. So I wanted to throw that in there because I want people to get the free. I want people that never had collard greens before, get some collard greens. Cook some cornbread. Go to our website, find your cornbread recipe. Cook some cornbread. We're going to put a collard green recipe on there too. We're going to have to do that soon. But
I've had people ask about a collard green recipe, and I really need to get back in the kitchen.
Yeah.
To be able to tell you exactly what I do, because it's not really a recipe.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
in our head.
Kind of in your head. And it's kind of hard to write down something that's in your head without actually doing it, going through the steps. Soon, I'm going to be kicking.
But I hope that some people out there have never had collard greens, try collard greens. And I hope some people out there that have never grown onions from seeds, try to do onions from seeds.
That's right. That's a cool thing to do. You were so productive with your onions.
Onions were awesome. And then when the carrots come in, and I'll put all this in their videos. Y'all see us plant all this. So we should explain how everything's done. Carrots are another animal on their own. They're a little bit tricky at first, and I'll get into all that with carrots too.
That's right.
You want to take some questions real quick?
Yeah, we can.
We can take a couple of questions, and then we will.
But y'all don't get mad at us if we can't answer every question. There's no way possible.
There's a lot of people on here.
We try to see everybody's, but
I saw somebody asked, did we get any rain? Y'all, it's been hit or miss. Today, there were storms everywhere. And as soon as they'd get to us, they would just disappear. Crazy.
Yeah, that's the way. Will we grow corn? Well, we won't grow corn because corn is a hot weather crop.
Yeah.
And yes, you can grow corn and then grind it and make cornmeal, but we're not to that point yet.
Yeah, and somebody asked about sweet potatoes, and we'll grow those later. But yeah, we will grow sweet potatoes and regular potatoes too. But they'll be later on. We'll grow those early spring, more likely.
My mom has not moved to her new house yet. We said earlier that there are a few things that are left to do. And we're getting close, though. We're getting real close.
We're getting close. Somebody want to know, what are collard greens? Collard greens, it's a leafy green like this, if you can see the picture, and they're a little bit thick. Their leaves kind of thick, and usually we'll cook ours in chicken stock or vegetable stock or something like that. A lot of people add bacon or ham hot to it, and you just cook it down until they wilt on down pretty much. And we just love them. We just love them. And it's a very common food here in the South.
I saw one that somebody wanted to know. They want to know, what type of soil do we use in the green stalks?
We just use, generally, y'all, we typically, at the end of the growing season, that's been kind of crazy here these last couple of years because of you know what, but generally at the end of the growing season, we would rack up on organic potting soil, just general, whatever brand we could get our hands on, Miracle Grow, whoever, but it's potting soil. And usually want to get a good brand, because I've learned, we've tried cheaper brands of potting soil and they're not very good. Usually just pretty much garbage, to be honest with you.
The soil that MaryCarl and I used when we were planting the black green stalks was a Pro Mix, and it comes in a compressed bale.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that it was a little bit more difficult for me to use the Pro Mix in the compressed bale versus a bag of potting soil, because it's hard to break up that square.
That's right.
And then get it in your planter. So I suggest, if you can, buying it in bags. It's easier to get out. Not to say it would be for everybody, but for me, it would have been easier to put it in bags, buy it in bags versus that compressed bale. I just wasn't thinking.
That's right. Let's see here.
Our kitchen cabinets are not in yet.
Not in yet. Hopefully soon, though.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
Are you having a hard time reading?
Yeah.
Because I can read them to you.
Well, the screen's further away.
Do we grow rhubarb? Rhubarb we cannot grow.
We can't grow rhubarb. And listen, strawberry rhubarb pie is one of my favorite pies ever, but we cannot grow it. The rhubarb does not like this Alabama weather whatsoever.
No, even the winters here just don't get cold enough, I guess, for rhubarb.
It does not like it here. And another thing that's crazy that a lot of people can grow, but we can't, is raspberries. Raspberries do not like our weather. We can grow blackberries like crazy, but raspberries, no, cannot grow raspberries either.
Somebody wanted to know, do we compost the chicken manure? We absolutely do. Yep. We have a big compost pile that we add all of our compost to, and we let it just cook. We turn it, we water it if it hasn't, gotten wet, and we just let that compost cook to where it can be used in the garden, because chicken manure can't be used immediately. It's too much nitrogen, so it'll burn.
It will burn. Yeah, it will burn. It's just too much nitrogen, because chickens, when they do their business, they do both at the same time. And so that kind of makes it a hot manure, and it's got, kind of an ammonia buildup. So you kind of want that to get all out and cool off before you put it on your garden.
Somebody wanted to know how the fruit orchard's doing. Ooh. Y'all would not believe that fruit orchard. You're going to have to show it in the next video.
Because I need to go ahead and start training my blackberries. I may sweet talk Tracy to come over here and help me with my blackberries.
I don't think you're going to have to sweet talk her. She'll do it. She's a nice lady. She probably would enjoy showing people how to.
She would. Matter of fact, she has a video that came out today, y'all,
really?
On how to trellis and trim blackberries. And it's a certain type. I'm new to this, so just go to her channel and check it out. That's Just
We're talking
Dig It
about
Farm.
Just Dig It Farms, and that's our wonderful friend Tracy.
Yes,
she is an excellent gardener, and
she really is.
She's going to mentor us through this potager garden build at Cog Hill.
That's right.
40, and we are so excited.
Actually, I have some questions about the fruit trees. I need to show you guys the fruit trees. They were starting to growing so fast, and so there was some stuff that was growing, and so I sent Tracy a message and sent her pictures, and I was like, what do I need to do? And she said, you know what? I'm going to ask Jason and Dr. Powell from Petals from the Past And she did it. I could have done that. I could have asked Jason or Dr. Powell, but Tracy's so sweet, and she came back and told me they said do this, this, and this.
Yeah,
so I did.
She's so helpful, and she's willing to help anybody.
Yep.
She's just that type of person. I
made a rhubarb blueberry crisp.
God. I think it wasn't blueberry. I think it was strawberry.
And it was pretty tasty.
It was blueberry. Rhubarb and blueberry. I bet it was too.
I love blueberries. We can grow blueberries now.
Yeah, we can grow a stew out of some blueberries. Somebody wanted to know if the goat babies are weaned. They're not. I mean, they kind of are, but their mama's still letting them take a sip.
Not much though.
From every now and then, even though they don't need it.
Yeah, they're. I would say that they're probably 95% weaned, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if their mama was not in there, they would be just fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because they love their. They started eating fairly early.
All our goats have always done that.
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. All our goats have kind of always done that. Yep. We'll take one more.
Only one? I could sit here and do this all night.
You see one? It's like this real slow, and all of a sudden just.
I know, boom. We're just sitting here and
and then you can't.
Y'all know what I'm excited about?
What are you excited about?
I'm excited about getting those black limited edition green stalk planters that have all those wonderful herbs in them.
Yes.
And moving them to my front porch.
Yes.
But I better have some water that I can keep them growing well before I do that.
And a kitchen so we can start using them
but
herbs.
They're going to look awesome sitting on our porch, and we can just walk outside or maybe not. Well, they can go right there on the corner.
Yeah.
Where the sun is so, where there's no roof over it.
Somebody want to know, can we grow almonds in Alabama? You know what? I'm going to guess no on that because I've never, ever heard of a single person growing an almond tree in Alabama.
Well, somebody said something about gooseberries, and I don't know about that either.
I don't know about gooseberries either. Mulberries we can grow. Easily, we got a mulberry tree planted, and I planted it in the chicken.
And I'm keeping it very lively.
It looks really, really good.
Maybe we could rent the little house out. If you're referring to Mama's tiny house, I think we've decided that we are going to not keep it because it would just be too much upkeep for us to have to maintain when we're going to have.
Well, plus we're going to move it because it's right in the middle of the driveway, and then we have to get power and water to it
to a new place.
So
I think we're not going to. We've decided we're not going to keep the little tiny house, and we're not going to keep the camper either.
What did I use on my squash bugs back at Little Cog? What I did on mine, y'all, I used a 4-part organic spray system, or I say system, or schedule, rotation. I use neem oil every week. That's NEEM, neem oil. I used it every week. It's great with aphids. It's great, and also helps with funguses and some other pests. So I use neem oil every week, and then I would rotate 3 other organic pesticides, and that would be spinosad, that would be BT, and that would be oh gosh, my mind just went blank. Pyrethrin. So those 3 I would rotate out, and that's how I controlled insects at Little Cog, and I'll do the same here once we get growing here. In the fall, we won't have. Early on, we'll have some pest pressure, but as the fall comes on, we probably won't. Only thing I'm worried about here are slugs and snails, which we didn't have an issue at our original farm there. We didn't have issues with those, but I just got a gut feeling we may have an issue with those here. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know yet what the pest pressure is going to be like here yet. But that was the rotation that I did. And all those you can get at Hoss too. And that's spinosad, BT, like Boy Thomas, and pyrethrin, and they're all organic, and they're all. I'm not a scientist. I'll mess all that up, but how they work, but it's pretty cool.
Somebody wanted to know. I think this should be the last question. Okay. If we'll put Mildred and Moody together.
I say yes, y'all. Mildred loves the goats. Number one, Mildred loves the goats. She loves the baby goats. I mean,
we just smile every time we look over and see the baby goats and Mildred
yes.
and the baby goats. It's a two-way street. They love each other.
It is.
Mildred doesn't know
sweet.
Moody. Moody doesn't know Mildred.
Right.
There are two boy goats that we have no place to put by themselves.
Right.
Without Moody.
Right.
That I'm afraid if we were to put Mildred, who is a heifer, who cycles in with the boy goats, that there may be some drama.
Especially Joe. I mean, Joe's courting Nugget right now, y'all. He is courting Nugget. And
I didn't know this. And when Jason told me that Joe, who's a Nubian goat, is courting, meaning trying to be girlfriend, boyfriend with Nugget, who is a male emu, I just about came unglued. I thought to myself, what kind of farm are we running here?
Oh, poor old Joe. So we're kind of afraid that, because, that's why we don't have Tip in there anymore. The fixed, the weathered buck who's in with the girls now. Poor old Joe just, when Joe gets in the moods, he would run poor old Tip to death. And we're kind of scared that he may do the same thing to Mildred. So everybody's kind of happy right now. Of course, Joe doesn't mess with Moody because Moody's 8 times bigger than he is.
But it's not that he doesn't try to mess with him. He does try to play with him.
He does try to play Moody.
And if Moody was small, then Joe would get the best of him.
He would.
And Mildred's not a very big cow.
She is not very big.
I think it has to do with her being a, what do you call it?
Orphan.
That's
what I think. Well, that's what we think. We think that the stress that she got put under when she was born and what all happened to her before we got her, that may have stunted her growth. And we don't think she's going to get very big. I think she's going to get bigger than she is now, but I don't think she's going to be, a full-fledged, because she's basically a meat cow. Of course, she's our pet, she's won't ever be,
she's never going to be our meat.
Right, but
you know what I'm amazed at? Is that these mini cows, people go out and they spend a whole bunch of money for a little cute little cow, and they are precious. Say they are precious. I would love to have one, but I think that I got a cute, precious cow for no cost at all, except for giving it a good home.
That's right.
Because I wouldn't trade her for a miniature Highland. Is that what they're called? Or
that's what they're called.
Anything like that. I wouldn't trade Mildred for that for anything. And I don't care how big she gets. She's still my mini.
Yeah, and she's just a mixed breed. She's a mix between, I know I'm going to say it wrong, Charlet, is that right?
Uh-huh.
And a Angus. And there was one more, wasn't it? I think it was one more.
It was something was brown.
Else. It was three beef breeds, and that's what she's mixed.
Charolais, I believe is how you say it.
Charolais,
Angus, and something else. And she's a little girl. She is. And I mean, I don't know. I just love her.
She's blessing.
I'm so thankful that we were able to give her a good home, and
she is absolutely love her to death. I'm so glad, and I know them goats are happy we got her.
I know they are too. Everybody just is. It's just one big happy family, and I hate this. It's kind of like when you got a good thing.
Yeah,
why mess it up?
And so that's why we haven't been in any hurry whatsoever to move Mildred in there with Moody.
Now we do want to eventually add some gates and some things to where we can rotate the animals around.
Yeah,
but not necessarily mix up the animals. Just rotate them.
That's right. And somebody called it's a Hereford. She's a Hereford.
Uh-huh.
Charlet or Charolais or Chevrolet. I know I'm going to say it wrong, no matter how I say it. And these people are going to come on here and get on to me about it. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And Angus. I know how to say that one.
You know how to say Angus. Charlet.
Got it. You guys are awesome.
And I don't know about Hereford.
Hereford. We're good.
All right,
guys.
We're not going to tell y'all the schedule because we get sick when that happens.
Yeah, I know it. We were doing so well on Thursdays.
My poor man is now feeling better, and we're all happy.
Yes. thank y'all so much for everything. I really do. All the messages and emails and comments and everything you guys send us.
It all worked because
thank y'all.
He's back.
We're back.
No, he's back.
I'm back.
I've been here. Where you been?
Guys, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good.